Welcome to AI Insights with Micah Gaudet. My name is Micah, excited to talk to you today about AI in the public sector from a practitioner's perspective. This episode and all the episodes on this podcast are summaries of my LinkedIn newsletter, AI in Government. Find me on LinkedIn, connect with me, and subscribe to the newsletter to engage more deeply with the conversation. This podcast is created through Notebook LM. If you want to learn more about that, go visit Notebook LM or reach out to me via LinkedIn. With that being said, let's dive in.
Welcome to the deep dive. If you're trying to stay on top of things, especially when, chaos hits, just figuring out what's true during an emergency, well, that can be a crisis all by itself.
And today we're digging into something pretty critical, a new threat that disaster managers are facing constantly now, deepfakes.
Mm-hmm.
Our sources are clear. These manipulated videos, images, even audio and text, all generated by AI. They're not just some future worry anymore. They're described as a, quote, routine operational threat in major emergencies.
Right. And we're not just talking about, clumsy Photoshop jobs here.
Yeah.
This is hyper-realistic stuff, falsehoods about disasters that almost anyone can whip up in seconds.
Yeah, and that fills the information vacuum that always opens up in a crisis, with fear and uncertainty.
So rumors have always been a problem in disasters.
Always. But the speed and, frankly, the realism of this AI-generated content, it just puts misinformation on hyperdrive. And it's really starting to erode public trust in the people trying to help.
So, our mission today in this deep dive is to really unpack this. We're going to look at 5 specific events where this played out. Hurricane Helene, Hurricane Melissa, those LA wildfires, the earthquake in Myanmar, and the wildfires up in BC.
Right. We want to see how this synthetic content actually affected things on the ground. And importantly, what emergency managers are actually doing, like practical steps they're taking to fight back.
Okay, let's kick off with Hurricane Helene. That was September 2024, hitting the U.S. Southeast. You said experts called this, what? AI's first major disaster.
That's the term some are using, yeah. It really felt like a turning point.
And the big example from Helene was that image, right? The really emotional one.
Oh, yeah. That picture of a little girl crying, holding a puppy in floodwaters. Just gut-wrenching. Designed specifically to hit you right in the emotions.
And pictures like that spread like, wildfire.
Exactly. That emotion makes it super shareable.
Yeah.
But the digital forensics folks, they found the tells if you looked really closely.
Flaws.
The flaws, yeah. The girl's hand, it had 6 fingers. And the puppy's fur just looked off. Kind of unnatural. Tiny details, but they gave it away as fake.
So officials are dealing with a major hurricane, and they have to spend time, actual hours, tracking this fake image down and telling people it's not real.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
It pulls resources away from the actual response. Critical time lost.
And what does that constant debunking do to people? Seeing these powerful images, then being told they're fake.
Well, that feeds into something experts are calling the liar's dividend. It's a really concerning effect.
The liar's dividend. Explain that.
So the more people see convincing fakes, even if they're debunked, the less they trust anything. They start thinking, well, maybe the real stuff is fake too. They might hesitate to believe genuine safety warnings.
And in a disaster, hesitation,
Yeah.
that can be deadly. If you wait too long to evacuate because you're not sure if the warning is real.
Exactly. It costs lives. And it gets worse. Scammers jumped on those AI images from Helene immediately. They attached them to fake fundraising campaigns. So people's emotions are high, they want to help, they see the picture, they donate. But the money goes to scammers, not actual relief efforts. It's a double hit, diverting attention and money.
Wow. Okay, so Helene showed the power of emotional fakes. But then Hurricane Melissa in October 2025, that showed a different tactic, right? The timing.
Yeah, Melissa was all about pre-disaster disruption. It was a massive Category 5 heading for Jamaica, and the deepfakes started popping up before it even hit land.
That seems incredibly dangerous, right when people need clear information to prepare.
Precisely. You had these fake videos going viral, the classic one, sharks swimming in flooded streets. They got like 2 million views in less than a day.
Sharks in the streets. People fall for that.
Apparently. And other fakes too, like news anchors reading completely fabricated updates.
And sources said some of these videos even had watermarks, like from the AI tools that made them.
Yeah, that's the wild part. Some clips apparently had watermarks from OpenAI's Sora model. So the fakes were almost identifying themselves, but still spreading.
So officials in Jamaica are trying to get people ready for a Cat 5, and they're simultaneously having to, drown out the fake hurricane news?
That's the phrase used, yeah. They had to actively combat the fakes right when they needed people to focus on real safety messages. It risks making people either too complacent or overly panicked.
We saw panic again with the LA wildfires, January 2025, but this time it targeted something iconic.
That's right. The big one, there was an AI image of the Hollywood sign, totally engulfed in flames.
Oh, wow. I can imagine the reaction in LA to that.
Instant panic. People were already on edge about the fires, air quality, potential evacuations. Seeing that image just sent fear levels soaring.
And the fire department.
They found themselves battling what they called a wave of fire myths. They had to go on social media, reassure everyone the sign was fine, while they were also, fighting actual fires and coordinating real evacuations. Again, diverting crucial resources and time.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. The Myanmar earthquake, March 2025. You mentioned this was different, more about money.
Yeah, this case really highlighted the financial motive. Profiteering from chaos was the main goal here, it seemed.
How did that work?
After the quake hit Mandalay, scammers didn't just share fake images. They flooded the internet with incredibly realistic AI videos showing, catastrophic damaged bridges collapsing, huge cracks in the earth. Way worse than the actual damage.
Just to mislead people.
Not just mislead. The worst part was how they used these videos. They drove massive amounts of web traffic to clickbait websites showing the fake quake footage.
Why? For ad revenue.
Exactly. They were racking up digital ad money, potentially tens of thousands of dollars, just by showing fake disaster porn. They literally monetized the tragedy, pulling eyeballs and potential donations away from where they were needed.
That's incredibly cynical. Okay, the last case study, the BC wildfires in September 2025. This one had a more positive outcome, you said. A good local response.
Yeah, it showed how local agencies can be agile. The fakes were, again, realistic photos of the wildfires. One really dramatic one showed us a specific type of water bomber plane that actually hadn't been used in that area.
It's a subtle fake, but still misleading.
Right. But the BC Wildfire Service, the DCWS, they were on it really quickly. They identified the fakes, put out clear rebuttals on social media saying, this isn't real.
And they use it as a teaching moment.
Yeah, basically saying, look, stuff like this is out there. Stick to our official channels for real info. It really highlights that even smaller local agencies now need dedicated staff just for monitoring social media and fighting rumors.
Okay, so looking across all these cases, Helene, Melissa, LA, Myanmar, BC, what are the big operational impacts for emergency responders? What's the bottom line here?
The bottom line is the fog of disaster is getting worse. That's a phrase we heard. Deepfakes just add so much noise.
Polluting situational awareness.
Exactly. Imagine you're a first responder. How do you quickly tell a real photo of someone needing help from a fake one designed to distract you? It slows everything down, creates dangerous latency in the response.
And we know that bad information travels fast.
Way faster. One source cited the stat that falsehoods travel about 6 times faster than truth on social media. So by the time officials confirm the Hollywood sign is okay, the fake has done its damage, caused panic, maybe diverted resources.
And the longer-term damage. You mentioned trust earlier.
That's the really insidious part. This constant flood of fakes erodes public trust. People become unsure what's real, what isn't. They might just disengage altogether.
Or worse, fall for conspiracy theories.
We definitely saw that after Helene. Officials said the level of conspiracy thinking was, quote, the worst I have ever seen. And that distrust has real consequences.
Like what?
Like people refusing help from official sources, say FEMA, because they don't trust the government or the aid organizations. That makes recovery much harder, creates huge logistical problems.
Okay, so the problem is clear. Speed, scale, realism, erosion of trust. Given that these fakes can be made in seconds, what can actually be done? Are we just stuck trying to debunk faster? Is detection even keeping up?
That's the million-dollar question. And honestly, traditional detection methods, trying to spot the fake, it's becoming a losing battle. The AI is just getting too good too fast.
So if detection isn't the whole answer...
Experts are shifting focus. It's less about detecting the fake and more about verifying the real. The key word is provenance.
Provenance. So where did it come from?
Exactly. There's a big effort underway called Content Authentication and Provenance, or C2PA.
C2PA. How does that work?
Instead of scanning for fakeness, it allows official sources, news outlets, government agencies to cryptographically sign their photos and videos right when they're created.
So it's like a digital seal of authenticity.
Kind of, yeah. It embeds information showing who created it and that it hasn't been tampered with. So the public or platforms can instantly see if something is genuine directly from a trusted source. It's about building trust in authenticated media.
That sounds promising. But technical fixes aren't everything. What about just communicating better? You mentioned the information vacuum.
You need to fill that vacuum proactively. Flood the zone with a reliable information. But there's an even more innovative idea gaining traction: pre-bunking.
Pre-bunking. Like debunking, but before.
Exactly. It's like inoculating the public against specific types of disinformation before they even see it.
Give me an example.
Okay, remember the sharks in the flood photos? Agencies know that's a common fake during hurricanes. So before hurricane season starts, they can run public service announcements saying, hey, you're going to see pictures of sharks in floodwaters. They're fake. Ignore them. Get your real info here.
Ah, so you arm people against the known tricks ahead of time. Sets expectations.
Right. It builds resilience in the audience. Alongside that, you need consistent, frequent, transparent updates from official spokespeople. Keep the real info flowing.
And leveraging local networks.
Crucial. Partnering with trusted community leaders, local news, even influencers, to get corrections out quickly and make sure they reach specific communities that might not follow the main official channels.
Makes sense. What about the social media platforms themselves? They play a huge role in how fast this stuff spreads.
Absolutely. There's a growing call for platforms to implement a kind of crisis algorithm mode.
What would that do?
Well, during a declared emergency, this mode could temporarily change the algorithm. It would slow down the spread of unverified viral content and automatically boost posts from authoritative sources, emergency agencies, verified news outlets.
So, trying to flip that 6 times faster problem, give truth a fighting chance?
That's the idea. Make it harder for the fakes to get instant traction.
And what about the money motive, like in Myanmar?
That needs to be tackled too. A key suggestion is halting monetization, turning off the ad revenue for any viral disaster-related post until it's verified as authentic.
Take away the financial incentive to create clickbait fakes.
Exactly. If you can't make money off the chaos, it removes a major driver for some bad actors.
Okay, last piece. Training. Agencies need to practice this right. Get ready before the crisis.
For sure. Sources talk about putting misinformation injects into disaster drills.
Misinformation injects, what does that mean?
It means during a simulated hurricane or earthquake drill, they'll also throw in a simulated deepfake crisis. Maybe a fake panic-inducing video goes viral in the scenario, and the team has to practice identifying it, debunking it, communicating about it, all under pressure.
Building muscle memory for the digital response, too.
Right. And there are tools emerging, like something called the Civ AI Sandbox. It lets officials actually get hands-on experience creating and spotting deepfakes in a safe, controlled environment. It helps build that intuition for what looks real, but might not be.
So pulling it all together, these deepfakes, they're incredibly convincing, fast, dangerous. But the message isn't hopelessness.
Not at all. They're convincing, yes, but not unbeatable. What these case studies show is that the antidote is really a mix of things: better preparation, more transparency, and real digital agility.
The agencies that did better were the ones ready to react fast and communicate openly.
Exactly. It shows that we can adapt. We can build systems and strategies to help, truth travel just as fast as the falsehoods. It really underlines that effective emergency management today demands resilience online just as much as offline.
Which really brings us to the final thought. For you listening, this isn't just about technology or what agencies do. Deepfakes work partly because we, the public, share sensational things instantly, often without thinking.
That urge to hit share on something shocking.
Right, so the challenge isn't just for the experts. Given how fast this stuff moves, maybe the first line of defense is actually your own 5 seconds of pause. That moment of critical thought before you amplify something. Are you helping share truth or just adding to the noise?
Definitely something to keep in mind next time you see, well, maybe a shark swimming down Main Street after a storm.
Join us next time for another deep dive.
This has been AI Insights with Micah Gaudet. For more, connect with me on LinkedIn or visit www.civicinnovation.ai. Until next time, keep turning insights into action.